Hello friends, today I talk about Rahu. Now Rahu has for ages, scared people away, both Rahu and Ketu. But that is because they are unknown, greatly unknown. Their astrological reason is unknown and their characteristics are also unknown. So it leads to a lot of fear in people. People get anxious or apprehensive prior to the start of their Rahu Dasha. They think it will destroy them. Now, agreed, Rahu is not a planet. Rahu is what we call a quasi-planet. It is basically introduced in Vedic astrology to accommodate for the tilt of the earth. And in Western astrology, it's also referred as the North Node, and it plays a great role in Vedic astrology. Basically, you can think of Rahu as a dragon's head. Rahu makes you do a lot of things. If it's well placed in a good house, it can make you do a lot of good things, a lot of good karma, and you will recoup the benefits of those karma also in this life. So Rahu basically does not have any Lord house. Some astrologers believe that there is an exaltation and debilitation for Rahu, some don't. I will consider that. Though I take it with a grain of salt and I analyze the whole chart before deciphering the exact impact of Rahu and Ketu. However, for the theoretical aspect, I can say yes, Rahu is exalted in Taurus and debilitated in Scorpio, and Rahu and Ketu are always 180 degrees apart. This is fixed. Once you know the position of Rahu, the position of Ketu is known automatically. Now, what does Rahu signify? If Rahu is dominant in your chart and auspicious, what does it signify? It signifies everything related to foreign countries, foreign trade, doing well away from your birth country, doing a lot of work there, getting a lot of name or even fame there, making a lot of money there or losing a lot of money there, spirituality, basically the non-conformist or the obstinate people in this society, the path blazers who chart their own path. They are obstinate people and they will chart their own course in life, whether the world like it or not. These are the people who basically can suddenly rise or fall beyond their own wildest imagination because of Rahu, and especially in the Rahu Mahadasha. So if Rahu is the placement of Rahu, hence since it has no Lord house and it's always retrograde, its motion is decidedly always retrograde, that is reverse to that of all the other direct planets. This is never direct Rahu. So basically that is why they are non-conformists or rebellious people, and one becomes rebellious, and one with an overbearing emphasis of Rahu in their chart are generally, they don't go with the flow kind of a thing. It can be a very powerful thing, or it can be a thing that will doom you also. So that is Rahu for you. Now there is a lot of apprehension and fear about Rahu, but I would like to say that since Rahu and Ketu are always retrograde, they have no Lord houses, and even their exaltation and debilitation is in doubt. The jury is still out. As I say, I mentioned you the houses, but I basically it's a chart to chart analysis. So the houses in which they are placed plays a major role in deciphering their impact. If it's placed in a good house, your Rahu could give you all of a sudden, just like a lottery winning. You could win a lottery, You could become a millionaire or a billionaire. And if it's ill placed, you are doomed, You will destroy so much money, so much energy, so much wealth, power, energy. You could even doom your own existence in your Rahu Mahadasha or even in its Antardasha period. Such is the impact of Rahu, and it's always very sudden. So during a Rahu Mahadasha or a Antardasha, or people having Rahu prominently placed in their chart, which things suddenly will happen to you. Now, if these will be good things or bad things depends on the placement of Rahu. And also there's one thing with Rahu, its impact is not evident, to you. Most of the things that happen to you are behind the scenes. That is what Rahu does, and its impact comes in front of your eyes all of a sudden and you're shocked by it. That is how Rahu generally plays out in somebody's life. If you would like an example, I have recently done the chart analysis of our ex-Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. The link is given here in the comment section. Have a look at that. See how his Rahu basically set him up for the destiny that he had in this world. So one has to always be a little apprehensive about his Rahu. You can get it checked by your astrologer. Only good astrologers can genuinely guide you about Rahu. Otherwise, most of the people and astrologers, they themselves are scared about Rahu because of it's because of avidya. Avidya means lack of knowledge. So they themselves are not sure, so how can they guide you? But believe you, Rahu's placement is dependent on its house, and Rahu can be very, very helpful. Rahu can boost your career, even when Saturn is spoiling your career party for you. So Rahu in an auspicious house is that powerful. There are gemological remedies for Rahu. There is a stone called Gomed that is extremely auspicious for Rahu, and it can bring out the positive features in Rahu for people whose Rahu is not well placed. And also Rahu and Ketu are greatly dependent on your karma on this planet. So if you want to really do well in your Rahu period and in your Ketu period, you should lead a good karmic life. That is the spiritual remedy for Rahu that is assured, that will make your life or make Rahu not hurt or impact you adversely at all. If you are in doubt, just with all my reports and on my website, I have the 20 spiritual guidelines. If ever in doubt, the spiritual remedy is to live life as much as possible on the lines of the 20 spiritual guidelines, which Gurudev has said is the crux of all the scriptures, religious scriptures of the world. So hope this is useful to you, friends, and my next video will be on the last planet, Ketu. God bless you.